Hey guys, welcome to What If Naruto Had Quirk for All. In this, it's going to be a little bit of a different, like an alternate universe to the original Naruto canon timeline. Instead of having chakra, they have quirks and they use it for shinobi work. And it's similar to society. Either way, these are the different quirks, like symbolizations of their very quirk. In this, the quirks are like have a very core, like similar to the core heart of the chakra. They all have it. Naruto has access to creating, and quirk for all allows him to create. And this is the symbol of quirk for all. When he's making it, this will appear on his head, and once he makes the quirk, it will show the given one of these for it in the middle. This is the void necklace, one of the artifact things he created. As artifacts are something, as it's a mix between different ones. He also created the quirk for all. If you can't tell, he used quirk for all to create his own version of the Infinity Stones. He made 2 pairs. 6 he placed on a ring, and then 6 he made his weapons out of. The soul staff, the reality battle axe, the space sword, the mind scepter, the power Fuma Shuriken. And last but not least, the time, what was it? Oh yeah, the time seal star. A star, it's another one, different version of this, but it essentially reverses anything it hits. That's the items he created. If you go all the way over here, are some of the elements he created. He created elemental fire. He created fire, ice, fairy, earth, wind, water. I'll just say it easier. Fire, water, ice, thunder, and then there's also wind, fairy, light, as well as, don't forget, there's the darkness, as well as earth, and then the element of metal. These are the excess stones he created. Either way, we go into it. Also, this is his anger form. This, as quirk for all, essentially makes him stronger than the Otsutsuki. As the Otsutsuki in this one were the ones that originally had quirks and gave to them and gained more, and then made their quirks more powerful by doing. Quirk for all was the quirk of the first Otsutsuki. So that means that he's extremely powerful. And the first Otsutsuki died long ago and never has. So yeah, we start as we see 4-year-old Naruto. As there is as Tsunade is a part-time doctor for quirk doctor, and Tsunade says, "I'm afraid he is quirkless." As we see Minato and Kushina say, "What about Menma?" Because in this, the Bijus are not really that big of a thing. The Bijus are gonna be Naruto's creation in this one. So yeah, as when he hears that Naruto's heart dropped, it skipped a few beats and came back as he went to sleep that night, and we see the one Biju he did not create, the Jubi no Shinju, a separate entity. As it said, you do have a quirk. It's called Quirk Girl. You can create any quirk that you understand how it works. Most people don't even understand how they work. You will have it will give you if you get angry or want to use it, you can use the quirk for all god form. Then you also have the quirk for all symbol. And we skip 1 year. He has been working on trying to infuse an object with a quirk. And to be specific, he grabs the darkness element, which I'll say is this one. He grabs darkness, the darkness element quirk, and what he does is he has a carved gem, and he placed it on there. It turned fully black, and he drew runes out of fire quirk energy to make. Actually, a fire quirk energy to show the heat of its rage. After doing that, what he did is he used this, and he then condensed it into a ball. This ball he surrounded with metal he called quirk steel. Darkened quirk steel, as it was infused with some of the excess dust from when it was crushed together, and he used it to create the void necklace and wore it. The void necklace allowed him to control the dark. And see where this is? The void necklace would be right there instead. So, yeah. And the void necklace turns pure red when he's in his anger form. Like blood red. Either way. He starts training, and he thinks I should probably try and learn how to do it, as I've already found out how to create elemental quirk cores, but I can't, like the heart of a quirk, but I cannot figure out how to give quirks or make quirks for myself. As the Juby starts to guide him a little, and he starts trying to make his first quirk. This quirk, and this one, the fourth hokige, basically the hokages are the one for basically similar to the one for all successors. All of them get a passed down quirk, which will give them a random power depending on the user and how they are. So, of course, Naruto thinks I should make a power, as he says, as he basically in this, he creates his first quirk. He grabs the element of reality itself, which I'm going to say is this one, which is one that only that almost no quirks have. And this appears as he starts doing it, as he thinks I want the ability to create stones. These stones will have, as he then creates a stone out of it. He creates a small stone and a slightly bigger stone, and two small stones out of this raw reality power, as he creates a weapon out of what they call the black void steel. It uses the darkness element and infuses it with the stone and metal elements to create a special steel, along with the element of void, which is what he created right here from condensing the stone down so much. He created more, and he infused the void element into this steel, and he created the first of his 6 weapons, a battle axe, the reality stone battle axe. After creating it, he also made a ring using the metal and lightning, making the element of lightning infused into the metal. Along with, he used wind as well and water to make it essentially made of, as he called this, elemental storm steel. and he made, because elemental storm steel was the only thing that could hold the raw element that in void, and the special steel over here is able to hold the raw elemental power of the stone of one. Like, this one holds more stone power than this. Basically, what I'm going to say is it has ice, water, wind, darkness, fairy, and of course basically water, ice, lightning, or thunder, in other words, wind, darkness, metal, and earth. Those are all the elements he combined. Since there's so many elements, it was able to hold the 6 raw elemental powers of it. He gains the first one, reality, so he can now use his quirk to its maximum by storing some of its reality energy inside the stone, inside so he can always just pull forth some of that anytime. And this is now going to be later on known as what they call the reality, of what they will call the reality gem, as he will create them, as it's the most, as he has the ring on, and he's like, I better continue training. As he starts training and training and training, he trains until sunset. After making these items a year later, after having good understanding, and may I add, this was in secret, he went and left, and they said, as if we don't even need him. But when he hears this, he gets mad, and he feels like he's gonna transform for the first time. So what he does is he quit actually no, this is a month after, in which he learned how to use one of the elements a little better, aka the element of space, which is right there. He created that, and in this time, since he created that, he used all those materials and made a space blade. The space blade, but this one had a much smaller cut gem. And then he made the space gem on his ring, and and then, of course, then he warped away and went into rage. And just from the scream, he let out a devastating roar, which, may I add, he went straight to Uzushio Gakure, and went to a village the size of the leaf, which was also in the nation, but didn't have as much military power, as the roar destroyed half the village, just obliterated the whole village, and he was found knocked out unconscious in the middle by an old man who was gonna take him in. And that's where we leave it off. Sorry if I'm not talking super loud, but my throat's been hurting recently. I hope y'all like this absolute best what if, or at least I feel like it's my best what if. At least I feel like that. So either way, cliffhanger, no jutsu.